Hello Capricorn, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your September 2022 mid-monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Capricorn? Sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. I have not eaten yet. It's like 5 in the morning. I ate at I don't know, probably 9. So anyway, what's going on for Capricorn? What do we need to know? We have the Tower. All right, so some sort of breakdown within a situation. But here's the thing about the Tower card. It represents a situation was not built on solid foundation. It did not have a solid ground to stand upon, okay? And what you have to understand about the Tower is that the reason the Tower has to fall down is so that it can provide some sort of illumination to something within your life, okay? For example, the Tower is based off of the Tower of Babel in the Bible. God struck the Tower of Babel down to prove to humanity that he is the supreme being. You could not reach up to heaven, and that if you ever tried, that he would knock the tower down, and then he would scatter your languages and scatter your people, right? And that's what you have to understand about the Tower, is that it might not be something that's happening to you. However, it does provide you with the clarity and the illumination of what not to do within a situation, right? Look at history. If that's something that is bothering you right here, look at history as to why something didn't work, and figure out why it didn't work. And that could be that clarity and that illumination that you need to find out right there with the Tower energy. So what's going on for Capricorn? What do we need to know for you? So I'm going to be using the Revelation Tarot. This deck does have reversals. Don't know if I already said that. So one more shuffle. Okay. We have the Strength card in reverse. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is all about not building something on solid foundation right here. All right, Capricorn, something is not flawless. And what you have to understand about a foundation is that a foundation to something has to be flawless. The Strength card is the foundation for the Tower to stand upon. If there is no good, solid foundation at the smallest storms, that thing will fall apart, right? Now, the Strength card can also be representation of the Angel of Strength shutting the mouth of the lion right here. And sometimes you have to understand that the lion or the angels are not going to shut the mouth of the lion. And sometimes you have to understand that the Strength card is also represented as the first trial of Hercules. Imagine if Hercules had lost that first trial. So what you have to think about with this Strength card right here is that sometimes things have to be done perfectly the first time, otherwise they can be undone. Now with this Seven of Cups, you're waking up to that realization right here. What you need to see for yourself, not to get lost in fantasy, all right? You need to understand that there is one solid cup, the cup that has the angel inside of it. The other cups, they're all fantasies, they're all dreams, and they are all illusions. In fact, the Seven of Cups is just an illusion in general. One of the cups is real, but the other ones lead you down certain paths that can be devastating for you. Now, the Seven of Cups in reverse is you're saying, I finally found what I'm seeking. I finally found the truth right here. But with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this can kind of lead you down a very slippery slope. For example, say you just got a new job, right? And I don't like doing love readings. Do not apply this to love. I'm just using this as an analogy, all right? Say you just got a new job and you have the ability to work very, very hard at this new job. Then all of a sudden you get this Seven of Cups within your life, which is kind of like a representation of a perfect relationship. And then you start not doing your best at work because you're focused on this new relationship. However, what you have to understand is that, when life starts going good for you, the devil always sends a man or a woman to kind of fuck you up, right? And it's always going to be like a karmic person to say, do you really deserve this job? Is this the job that you prayed for diligently? For example, a lot of people will pray for that perfect job, pray for that perfect situation within their lives, and then when they get it, all of a sudden something beautiful starts to walk by. Remember, the devil is as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. A beautiful figure comes walking by and it polarizes you, and you look at that situation like, I want that instead, and you leave everything over here undone, right? And that's what that Eight of Pentacles is for you, is that you're not putting in solid work because you're focused on this hyper whatever this is, this beautiful fantasy. If you do not put in solid work, your tower will fall down, okay? What you need to do right here is you critically need to look at something within your life and say, you know what? This is not my best work. I could rework this. I could do something much better, all right? I want to build something that's very solid, very strong, very good. So let's clarify this Strength energy. What do we need to know with this Strength energy? I'm not going to be swayed by this Seven of Cups right here. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune coming out. Let me get you one more card. The Seven of Swords. I want to get one more card for this. The Nine of Cups. Ooh, the tables turn, though. The tables turn on a thief. Because your work is not good, it turns on the thief. So imagine, okay, this is the blessing in disguise right here. Let me look at the Seven of Cups. You have the Three of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. All right. Let me get you one more card for this situation, the Star. I want to clarify the thief, though. Who is the thief? The Ace of Cups. Yeah. All right. The Ace of Cups is an emotional thing. The emotional thing trying to glamour you with happiness right here. So what I'm kind of seeing right here is that there is an ace being offered to you, but it's coming in with this thief energy. What you have to understand is you have to turn the tables on this situation to achieve the Nine of Cups and the Star, which is like an actual dream within your life. So that's what's going on right here. Otherwise, it will leave you in this Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles energy. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, is that you're working so hard on something. The situation wants to turn the tables on you. It wants to knock your tower down. It wants to make you crumble by offering you this this Ace of Cups. So the Nine of Cups with the Star is saying this situation, if you build it strong, can be your foundation. It can be something that's very beautiful for you. Maybe someone stole work that was not good. That could be the way the tables turn on something. Maybe you're so polarized on trying to make something perfect that someone steals your work that was not good, and then the tables turn when you emerge with something that's absolutely stunning and beautiful, right? The Five of Pentacles and this Three of Swords with the Seven of Cups energy, yeah, you're lost in the darkness right here. You're not realizing that, playing around in this fantasy is actually going to leave you impoverished and heartbroken. You need to really buckle down and focus on something right here. Focus on it. Give it your 100% effort. The Eight of Wands with the Page of Cups. As I said before, something coming in is this Page of Cups trying to offer you this cup. It's not solid, though. What you have to understand, an emotional situation coming into your life right here that pulls you away from your work, what you are doing, something that you are trying to build for yourself. This could be a relationship, a family, a job, anything that you are working on putting your time and effort into. There is going to be something that walks by that's captivating, but it is once again the devil in disguise, okay? The devil is saying, are you going to fall off this wheel of fortune? Are you going to fall off this situation? Or are you going to focus on building this right here? But here's the thing. You're looking at this fantasy thinking that if I can't have it, I'm just going to be sad and miserable and lonely and poor and upset for the rest of my life. But that's not the case, all right? The case is you get the Nine of Cups with the Star. What you have to understand is that what is being this fantasy, and here's the thing, all right, listen. For example, there is this new perfume out, right? It's this pheromone perfume, and there's a pheromone cologne. And I'm not going to lie, listen, someone walked past me with it. It made my head swim. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And I had to stop the person. I was like, what are you wearing? Because it was like a very sweet aromatic thing. They're like, oh, it's this scent. So I looked it up and it was a pheromone scent. And I was like, I can't believe that shit was legal. But two, that's kind of what I'm talking about right there. Like, just that person walking by made my head swim. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't tell what was up, down, left, or right. It was just like, that was that fantasy right there. What you have to understand is I kind of feel like that's the situation, walking by with that Seven of Swords right there. And what you need to think about right here, and that person was also working on commission, so obviously that was like a tactic for them. So that's kind of like that thief energy. So when you think about it, anything that gives someone the upper hand on you, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about right here, is that, this person is trying to use an upper hand tactic, or the devil is, to try to make your head swim, to make you live in this, to make you feel like, well, if I can't have this, but once again, it's just a pheromone or a perfume or something like that. I kind of feel like this person is using some sort of like device around them. Yeah, they're using the Ten of Cups. They're using that. Did I not say? All right. Be aware. Pheromones. What is the Ten of Cups? An orgasm. A climax. It doesn't have to be a person. We have the Seven of Cups again. What do we have right here? we had the Temperance. Someone is alchemizing a Seven of Cups fantasy. That's what I was saying. It's kind of like alchemizing, you know, that fantasy for someone. Someone is purposefully doing this. What you have to understand is you have to be strong right here. You have to move past this Seven of Cups illusion. All right. Someone is working. When we look at the Temperance energy, it doesn't always have to be a guardian angel. It represents alchemy at its core essence. Someone is alchemizing these things. Someone is alchemizing these different types of whatever. So it could be, you know, clothing. Someone looks really good in clothing, and then when they take off their clothes, they're fucking, you know, whatever. Someone could be wearing that perfume, and all of a sudden, when it's not on there, you're like, I don't have that pheromone that makes me feel that way, so why am I even talking to this person? Like, it's something like that. It's like an alchemy. This person has like an illusion, a glamour about them. You have the Empress, yeah, and the World. You can build something very solid for yourself if you walk away from this, okay? That's what you need to understand. This person or whatever the situation is, it could be a job, a place, whatever. It could be, you know, a bar or a country club that's wanting you to spend money. It could be a house that you think is the absolute best thing in the world. There's something about it that has an aura, a mysterious thing that pulls you in, that makes your head kind of swim, that makes you like, whoa, what's that? And that's kind of what I'm feeling for you right here. And, you know, it's becoming more and more popular. The first time that it happened to me, I was actually standing at the DVD section, and I believe like a Walmart, and someone walked past me. It was like the same similar scent, my head swim. And that's why I didn't ask the person, because that was the first time that it happened, but it was like that scent. It just made me feel like, I don't know, it's floating in the sky. But then that second time, third time, or whatever it was, I finally asked someone, like, what was that scent? Anyway, sorry, my thing is going on 10% right there. But anyway, you get the point. You get the gist. People will use what they can use to get ahead in life. So I kind of feel like you just need to break past this situation. So we have Black Hound, foreboding, Blackbird, omens. Understand that something is foreboding and something is very ominous right here. Maybe this is something that you're about to deal with. Maybe that's what this situation is. You're going to come into contact with someone who's doing that. Remember, these people, there are people out there who are going to use every tactic to get ahead, all right? Some people are going to be used ethically. Some people are going to be unethical about situations. But whatever gets them ahead, I mean, that's human nature. And they're going to do what they can. Now, some people are going to be good stewards about it. Some people aren't. Like, you can't just trust everyone in your life, Capricorn. You can't just trust everyone to do the right thing just because you're doing the right thing, okay? Healing, boundaries. Yeah, put up your boundaries, heal from situations. Understand that a lot of these things, a lot of this alchemy, a lot of this stuff is meant to put people, you know, under the Seven of Cups energy. We have the Witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds, joy, rejoicing in the present. Yeah, it's kind of, you know, once again, people who do that kind of stuff, they're like really witchy and, you know, whatever. I mean, it is a tactic. It's like a, think of like alchemy as witchcraft, which it is, right? But alchemy is science in its core essence. Witches were scientists. They just knew how to mix things, and people said they had spirits about them, whatever. I feel like you're coming into a contact with a very, very powerful witch. All right. And that very powerful witch is going to have something on them, some type of spell that's alchemized to make people feel joyful in their presence. But when you're away from them, you don't feel that energy. It's a tactic of manipulation to make people fall apart. This is kind of like siren energy. It's kind of witchy energy. I mean, it falls in line of not being evil, but not necessarily being good. It's kind of like in that gray scale, okay? This is something that I wouldn't necessarily say to use on, you know, just the general masses. However, it is something that the government uses on people. It is something that is a tactic in, you know, intelligence agencies. Like, people do this kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know why it's available to the general population, but whatever. It is. So let's look at the Awakened cards. You have feminine and masculine, yeah. So it's going to just, and you know, here's the thing. You might feel all of a sudden attracted to the opposite person, opposite gender, but I mean, something about them makes your head swim. It's probably that, okay? You have integration. Yeah, masculine and feminine integration right here. Understand that someone knows exactly what they're doing, okay? Someone knows how that works. Let's look at your rune card. Someone is perfectly capable of alchemizing the masculine and the feminine energy together to gain control over situations. That's the foreboding. That is the omens energy, all right? And here's the thing. There is nothing wrong with, say, like, if you practice whatever, to understand how things work, all right? It's about how you apply the power against people. And that's where you have to understand what makes a good person and a bad person. For example, I understand a lot about things. I understand the pheromone stuff. I understand a lot about science. I get it, right? The whole point is to not use it against people as like a weapon, to just do it every day just to see that you can, all right? It's to use it at the right moment to gain control over a situation that would be necessarily bad for other people, all right? You have to understand that you are someone who is trying to stop bad situations from happening to other people who are unsuspecting, all right? Maybe you are an earth angel. Maybe you are someone who just feels, that you need to protect people in this earthly realm, all right? That's why people read tarot cards. That's why people do other things, is because they have these skills and they could use them. Like, I could use tarot to make money, but I don't. Like, I prefer to do general readings to help people in a general, specific way, all right? I understand about these things. And I'm talking to Capricorns who are also people who are very witchy, very earthy, the earthly weaver of the world. But be careful about how it works. If you're doing this to other people, be careful, because it can bite you in the ass, all right? Because there are certain people out there who will not control themselves, all right? You have to be well aware of how you do it. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be aware, and doesn't mean that, bad shit can happen. When you try to do bad shit to people, bad shit happens, right? So let's look at this Ura's Wild Ox: strength, courage, determination, opportunity, initiation, life change, and destiny. Be aware of your surroundings. And says, open your mind, connect with the higher power, broaden your horizons, and invoke wisdom. And that's the thing, is if you are doing something like this, you have to be more aware of your surroundings, and you have to be smarter than the people who are around you, all right? A lot of people go into magic thinking that it's going to help improve their lives in some way. Like, for example, putting on the pheromone stuff. Hear me out now. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something. Let me roll up my sleeves, because this is very important. If you wear pheromone shit and you don't have the ability to fight or defend yourself, you're asking for something bad to happen to you, all right? Because people who do that in, say, the military or the government, those women or those men are trained in hand-to-hand combat. They are trained in shooting. They are trained to do whatever is necessary to take out the enemy. That is the whole point of certain things. If you do not have those necessary skills to defend yourself, and you're just playing around with black magic or playing around with magic in general, that is how bad shit happens to people, okay? I'm not saying it's always the case, and I'm not victim blaming or shaming or anything like that, but you have to be aware, all right? A lot of people don't like to hear this kind of stuff. They're like, well, don't blame people, don't what it. You have to be the smartest person in the room when you do stuff like this, all right? That's it. And so if you're going to fuck around with something, understand the repercussions of doing so, and of understanding what it comes from, what it's meant to do, what it's meant to evoke within people. You have unalone, and you have air force. So you're never truly alone. You can call upon your spirit guides right here. Oh, we have bliss. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That bliss with that air force, that walking by and all of a sudden you feel something, you smell something. It's just like in the air, all right? So be aware, be careful. Don't mess with things if you're not able to, whatever. So anyway, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this message, and I'll talk to you later.